Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 337 of Drunk Nationals Podcast. I'm your host, as always, I'm Tyler, and joining me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
All I gotta say is, AEW Dynamite. That's what's up. I gotta admit, it has been quite a long time since I had a chance to sit down, watch some wrestling during the weekdays. And my God, when I turned on to TNT this past Wednesday and I started just watching a bit of the new promotion, AEW Dynamite, I just had the nostalgic feels all over again from when I used to watch wrestling back in the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff, from not just like the various performers and stuff, not just like the structure, not just like the announcers, because both of them were very familiar, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, but
yeah, Excalibur's pretty cool too.
Well, Excalibur's fine and stuff, but in my personal opinion, he's just kind of like the third wheel in the whole span between like Schiavone and Jim Ross. But most importantly and stuff, it's just that this first episode that I just got done watching just had that great feel of a good setup of a first episode. It was kind of similar to that of, like, say, Nitro. That's what I kind of had in some retrospects. I mean, granted, they didn't have their first show in like the Mall of America, but at least one of the matches wasn't like, say, Brian Pillman against, was it Jushin Thunder Liger?
Yeah, the first Nitro match of all time.
Yeah, I know, right? But oh man, the first matchup actually wasn't that bad against Cody Rhodes and like Sammy Guevara.
Yep, Guevara. Yep.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty damn good match in my opinion.
Yeah, it was fun. And it was great too because like the crowd was like super into it, so like it made everything feel bigger.
Well, yeah, exactly the point. It made everything feel bigger, and because of the way they've advertised and not just that, but just got a whole bunch of the talent going forward, there was a lot of hype going into this event. And I'm glad to say that after watching it, I kind of feel like that I kind of want to stick around for a while and see how this thing goes. It was a bit heel heavy for my liking, but at the same point, it did a good job in establishing who were the heels, the main people that are going to be the antagonists and stuff like that against the face heroes and stuff like that. So and also that big old reveal of Jake Hager, the former Jack Swagger. That was pretty out of nowhere type of thing.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun because I've been kind of like out of wrestling for about a year now. I took a break for a little while a couple years ago, and I kind of kept an eye on it and knew kind of what was going on, but I wouldn't watch it, and then got back into WrestleMania, and then like last summer, right after SummerSlam, I remember I watched SummerSlam, like this is the second biggest wrestling event of the year, and I don't care. So at that point I just kind of...
Oh yeah. Oh man, I understand the feeling. That was very much the kind of feeling that I felt after WrestleMania for last year, because I'm the same way here. Longtime wrestling fan watcher, but at the same point, every time that I've tried to go back and watch WWE either consistently, maybe through their weekly shows or their pay-per-views and stuff, it always has led to the same thing, especially over the past 10 or 15 years. They have good characters. They have good plot lines. There are good matches that do happen. As a matter of fact, their in-ring action has been the best that it's ever been. However, they go to the same type of shit, try to push their brand of characters, their big old like faces and stuff. And at the same point, I have become so burnt out on the WWE product. It doesn't matter whether or not it's like Raw or SmackDown or NXT to some extent. It's just the fact that if every time I seem to watch it, there seems to be something that doesn't pan out to the way like how it should have been, maybe organically should have gotten to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just been my complaint about the WWE product for years. But other than that, though, I just like to bring this round circle and saying that I had a lot of fun during this week, going through a lot of my nostalgia trips through not only just watching a bunch of AEW wrestling on Wednesday, but also even during my workplace, it was kind of funny. This week inside my workplace was sort of like finding any and all like mentions of, say, the past of Colonel Gables. Let's just say that. And I'm not just saying like the wrestling stuff. I mean, the wrestling stuff was an added bonus, the cream on top of the crop. But at the same point, I've got through and saw a lot of the toys that I used to have as a kid growing up, which, man, I was a big fan of, like, sci-fi stuff. So, man, even the, like, Power Rangers, Transformers, stuff like that as a kid, I owned a lot of, and that was because every time that I'd get good grades, my mom would either buy me a game or a toy or whatever the hell that I wanted in that respect. She spoiled this kid's rotten, let's just say that. But, yeah, I had a chance to... I was going through this big old Gaylord of stuff, this gigantic box full of product, and I started recognizing a lot of the old toys that I had, and this, including some that I never had that I always wanted to have. And I'm like, oh my god, seriously? It's like, it's like that type of moment. It's like, man, where the fuck was this 20 years ago when I could have enjoyed it?
Right?
But at the same point, no, man, it's like, it was just a cool retro trip seeing a bunch of good product the good stuff that I did used to be into. But, oh man, on top of that, I have just been playing plenty of games on the Switch. And other than that, that's pretty much how I've been doing. How have you been doing, Tyler?
Doing okay. We just, Saturday night, we just recorded a few days, or Monday night, so.
Yeah.
So, doing okay. It was a long work week. Did something I haven't done in like 12, 13 years.
Okay.
Where I actually slept through my alarm clock and was late to
really?
work. Yeah.
Wow.
That was interesting. Wake up there. Usually get up like 4:35, 4:40, and I hit snooze once, and I thought I hit snooze. I must have hit stop, and then I was supposed to be at work at 5:30. I woke up and it's 5:50. I'm like, oh fuck. So that was interesting. I got a flat tire on Thursday, I think, or Wednesday. Oddly enough, I mentioned on the last show that my dad had a motorcycle accident. Where I had the flat tire was the exact same spot he had his motorcycle accident 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, same light and everything. Going through there, got a flat, fall off the side, and luckily he taught me how to change a tire. So that was a little creepy.
That spot's cursed.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a spot that I drive down all the time too. So I'm like, I'll just go around. I think it's just a coincidence, but it's a little creepy.
Exact same spot.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you get a flat tire.
Yeah. Ugh. My dad said, "Well, that's karma." I'm like, "Damn it, Dad." Damn it, Dad. Yeah. Doing. Oh, this is awkward. So I bought that. I told you off the show that I bought Catherine, which is one of my favorite games from last generation. It's even cracked my top 10 list from last generation.
Yeah, it did.
I got the special edition one. And it was like $20 more. It comes with like a little sheep and this big box and everything like that. I left it on the computer stand, which is directly next to our door. So expecting, I was just waiting for a comment from Courtney. And it was out there for like 4 or 5 days. Nothing. I'm like, are you really just, because it has 3 females on it, scantily cladded. Because it's hard to defend this game because I hate anime. And anybody that's listened to the show for a long time knows that I fucking can't stand anime. But this one, especially this kind of anime, where it's more adult, and I don't know what it is about this game, but I just love it. I beat it like 3 or 4 times. Anyways, so I bought it. I left the box sitting there, waiting for a response, waiting for something. Nothing came. So I'm like, babe, are you really not gonna? Have you even looked at this? She's like, yeah, but I figured it's a weird video game thing. And I was like trying to explain to her what the game's about, and I'm just like, I'm just digging my own hole here. She's like, I'm like, there's more to it than that, I swear. It's not just a sex game. I swear to God, it's not.
It's a puzzle game.
The more I try to talk my way out of it, the more I just like
the more you dig yourself in deeper and have put more of a foot in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just over there shoveling away.
So this is a video game where this guy, he cheats on his girlfriend with
Yeah.
another girl the same name.
And in this version, there's a third Catherine. There's a Catherine with a C, a Catherine with a K, and there's I don't even know who the other Catherine is. Yeah. So I told her I lost that. It was stupid. I shouldn't have said anything. I should just let it go. I was asking for trouble. So I told her about it, and then the next day we went over to my parents' house and had dinner with them. And she's like, your son plays like anime porn games. I'm like,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh god, I'm just imagining someone like Justin just listening to this or something like that, and just fucking laughing his ass off too, man. Anime porn games.
yeah.
Oh shit! You should not have said anything.
Yeah, no, it backfired way worse than I ever imagined.
Did you know your son jacks off the cartoons? Anyway.
Yeah, so that didn't go well. Then I was like stumbling through trying to explain the same thing, and I'm just like, I'm not winning this at all. This is backfired. My mom just gave me a look of like shame and disappointment. I'm like, God damn it.
It's like, Tyler, you have a girlfriend. There's needs for stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah. I wish I wouldn't even tell the story. The podcast. I should just stop telling people about this. I should not talk about it anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so.
Oh. Moral of the story, never tell your girlfriend you're into porn games.
It's not a porn game, Gable.
I know!
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah. So that was embarrassing.
Oh, I bet so, man.
Yeah. So that was not the. You know what? I think I'd rather have another flat tire than deal with that conversation again.
Oh man, understandable. Well, at least it's not as embarrassing as say like at my workplace this past week, where it's like one of my friends and stuff. He's working on a station, right, and he has this little laser like heat gun, right, to like measures body heat. Points it at me without me realizing it. It's like, oh hey Gabe. He's like, he points the laser thing at me. It's like, hey, you're 80 degrees, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So I look at him. I was like, yeah, let me see that gun for a moment here. It's like, all of a sudden, without him even realizing, he's just talking to me. I just aimed the thing at his crotch and stuff, and I pulled the trigger. And all of a sudden, I see this laser point go directly at his crotch, and he looks at me, looks at the gun, and it's like, hey, 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 hey. And what was funny, he tells me the degree of how like my body heat was. Oh, Gabe, you're at 80 degrees. And all of a sudden, I just go through a point at his crotch, like there's like he just goes forward and just turns around. And, hey, stop that! Like, well, hey there, dude, you're actually 80 degrees too.
A little hot and heavy in here.
Oh. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest, man, because that's kind of like that was almost kind of like a similar type of thing, where it's like an embarrassing sort of thing, but it's like, oh, it was funny as shit though.
Yeah. So yeah, not a great week for Tyler there, on many levels, but I don't know, you know, like the downside of it's great when recording, basically essentially twice 1 week, but the downside is when you record such short notice. Or like 5-day span, not much news going on. So I figured we could jump through that real fast. But before we get to that, I do want to mention again that Extra Life is November 2nd. Told you guys I'm going to mention it every show. We're going to talk about it every show until it's done, and then we're going to talk about it again the week after. So because we're going to have to get all that off our chest about the nightmare in heaven that is Extra Life. But yeah, it's November 2nd. In case you don't know what it is, Extra Life is a charity where we play games for 24 straight hours, and all the money, and people donate money to people for doing it, and all the money we earn goes to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Each player gets to pick their hospital of choice. I'm doing the Iowa City Hospital here in Iowa. Gables, you're doing the Seattle one, right?
Yep. For
So,
Seattle Children's Hospital. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, and the Seattle Children's Hospital is always like every year is one of the top 2 or 3 earners. So. Yep. They always do really well, so that's awesome. And like I mentioned on the last show, that there's a Carson King, this 24-year-old was just trying to raise money for beer, Earned way more than he was wanting enough money to buy a case of beer, and ended up got like a couple grand after a few hours during the Iowa State game.
Oh,
and it says he's going to donate all the money outside of a case of beer to the Iowa City Hospital, and took off, got huge after that. Venmo and crap, who else? Busch Light said they're going to match the money that he made, so now it's over $3 million.
Oh my God!
So that's awesome. I think it's going to go on. I can't remember if it was through the end of the month or the end of the year. Now end of the month of September. So I can't remember if it's still going on or not. But I know it cracked $3 million.
That is incredibly awesome. What turned into a practical gag all of a sudden just started to help people.
Yeah. So it's awesome that's going on. But anyway, so Extra Life. If you are interested in doing it or want to donate, just go to extra-life.org. You can search our names. I'm Tyler Courtney. That's Gabe Bagno. If you don't want to bag, just say no. That's how you spell his last name. Never going to get old. But check us out on there. But if you guys hear this and you want to do it yourself, go over to extra-life.org, sign up, ask for donations. That's just as good to me as donating to us. I actually got another donation today. So I'm at $200. So I get my my t-shirt. Yay. So I'm excited for that. So I get I think I'll have like 9 Extra Life shirts at this point.
Jesus Christ! I don't even have one because I don't even sign up for the whole the whole the other tier or something like that. The higher tier of it.
Yeah. So there's like there's the free tier, and then there's like one that's like $20, and that's how you earn the stuff. You get stuff like. So I got like a sticker for like $50 gets you a sticker. Usually like $100 gets you this really cool like phone case. It's like it's actually like crafted with like a laser and everything like that. It's really cool. Actually, my phone I have 2 of them. The phone I have right now has it, but it sucks. I'm gonna be upgrading to a new iPhone later this year, probably next year or something. And I'm hoping that they're bringing that back because I do want to get another one for my next phone because mine's falling apart right now. But this year though they had like those G Fuel cups, like the mixer stuff, with like the powder stuff, like the workout things. So they had pretty cool cups this year for that. So I got that earlier this week, and then get the shirt. Hopefully getting that in the next, probably sometime next week. So I'm excited about that one. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Gables and I do it every year. I think it's gonna be his 7th year. It'll be my 8th year. So yeah, I can't wait. It's my least favorite day of the year, as I always refer to it as.
Yep.
I literally, when they announce the date, I go to work the next work day. I go in and I request the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off afterwards. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we'll here at the end of the month, we'll talk about for people that are listening that want to participate or want tips and tricks what to do. We'll talk about that. But yeah, just want to point that out again. Extra Life, check it out, guys. It's a really cool thing that we do every year. And I literally have chills right now just thinking about it. Like I was sitting there talking after we recorded Monday night, I was talking to Courtney about it again, and like I just like talked about it for like 20 minutes straight. Like I love it. She's like, I could tell how passionate you are about this. Yeah, it's something I love to do, and I look forward to it.
Well, yeah,
all year round. So I literally at E3 when they start talking about games that are coming out for the rest of the year, I'm like, I start planning. Okay, this is what I'm doing for Extra Life. Like as soon as they got a release date for Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out on the Thursday before Extra Life, I'm like, well, that's my Extra Life game right there, Luigi's Mansion 3. So yeah, I'm incredibly excited for that. I know Gables is too, and a lot of people we game with her as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a fun day / miserable day.
Of course, with that being said, though, we're also looking for people to play with as well in regards to that day in question. Of course, we got the Talking Ship guys, too, and we have other people, like some bits of our friends will pop in and out and stuff when we're doing stuff. But, yeah, we're just looking for any and everybody who wants to join us and saying, like, say, playing certain games online, whether it be, say, Rocket League, or whether it be games like, say, Overwatch, or even, for my extent, possibly like maybe Dead by Daylight, maybe some Smash Brothers. It doesn't matter what type of, like, say, online games or something like that. It's just the fact that we're going to be looking for people that are going to keep us awake for the full extent.
Yeah, you always need those ringers in like 3 in the morning when you're on the last little stint there. I'll definitely play some more Friday the 13th because that was a fucking blast last year.
Oh my God! Yeah, of course.
You have
the 13th.
You having that moment
of PS4.
What?
I still got it installed on my PS4.
Oh yeah, that's a staple. It's like Rocket League and Friday the 13th are like staples of games that will never be deleted off my hard drive. Because like at any point in time, and Overwatch as well. Those like my like 3 games I'll never get rid of off my. Because at any point in time I'll play them. But yeah, I hope to do another one because it was a PS Plus game last year. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I know. It's like a bunch. It's like some of the games that are like multiplayer things that we could be playing for like Extra Life. They were pretty much free
yeah.
on PlayStation Plus and stuff. I mean, Friday the 13th was one. Rocket League was another. Also, another game that I just mentioned not too long ago, Dead by Daylight, was one too, and that's actually a pretty fun game as well in terms of like online stuff or Survivor stuff.
Yeah, I have to go download that one to get everything set up. Yeah, because but it's funny. Yeah, you're right. Because like Rocket League was a free game that we got in like 5 years ago. 20
Yeah.
maybe maybe you're right. 2013, 2014, something like that. And that's still like our go-to every Extra Life. Like that evening, like we'll have like a full party of people just playing Rocket League for 3-4 hours straight. So yeah, it's funny because there's always like you always have like your own games you want to go in and play and you look forward to playing them, but then there's always like those few games like you don't get to play them as much with people and you're just looking forward to like jumping in and playing them. So I'm hoping Call of Duty is part of me hopes that Call of Duty is as big as it was the year like when Battlefield came out because that kind of like everybody that we played Rocket League with usually like a lot of them were playing Battlefield most of the time.
Oh
So
yeah,
like,
of course.
yeah. Like, damn it! Like so we had like very little people that year playing Rocket League because everybody played Battlefield. Hoping because that Call of Duty looks really good and I kind of want to play the campaign, but I hope it doesn't take off and everybody plays that instead of playing with us, Gables. I kind of want.
Right.
I might red. That's the game I'm looking at. Well, I might red box that or something. The new Call of Duty when if it's out for and play through the campaign for Extra Life because that game actually looks kind of cool.
I know one of the things I haven't checked out yet, though. I haven't checked out any of like the Extra Life Discord page or anything of that, or even like their Facebook page in order to try to find other people to try to play games with. That's one of the last things I'm gonna try to do. But yeah, I just want to make it an aspect where I did go the entirety of last year's Extra Life pretty much on my own, give or take. Some bits where like you joined me or like guys been talking shit like Jitterbug and like Nerves and even some extent Cam Dog and some of the other guys, but at the same point and stuff, I really don't want to be alone this year because it's like I know for a fact if I try this again, I could potentially pass out of sleep because of how hard I've been working during that day. Yeah. So it's going to be a interesting though exhausting day.
Yes, it will be. I do like your idea of the midnight to midnight. That seems like it'd be a lot easier, but at the same point, it's difficult because you do work that day. So it's like you kind of.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You are absolutely correct. I did work that day. I worked from freaking 6:30 all the way to freaking 3 o'clock. Yeah. And as soon as I got home, oh my God, as soon as I got home, I basically had like a couple hours. I fell asleep like around 7 o'clock that evening. And then like 9, 10, 11, 12. I basically got 4 hours of sleep because I wanted to wake up during that midnight time. And I just gamed from midnight to midnight. And that was probably it was probably the smartest thing for me to do because I didn't have to keep track of all this other shit. But
yeah.
Oh my God, I literally felt like I was close that I was close to just passing out to sleep after that freaking 24 hours was done.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it this year. I usually like to get up at like 6 or 7 and then I'll start gaming. Like I'll get up, get everything ready for myself. It usually takes about an hour or so and then start gaming.
Dude.
So
just think of it this way. By the time you start, it's probably going to be 7 hours in already for me.
Yeah. So, which I mean, like I said, it's great, but like it does suck. Like once you left, like for a good chunk there, it was just like me and Nerves, and we're both like at this like exhaustion point. It's like
I tried staying on as much as I could, dude. I literally left that like. I actually left like a half an hour after like midnight, like at least 12:30 someone. I finally stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just like those midnight hours are like the roughest ones. So, But like I said, like Justin came in last year. He was the ringer. Like sometimes those people that aren't doing Extra Life are more important to have in your party chat than people that are doing Extra Life. Because
no shit.
Because there's been times where it was just us. Like there's like 3 of us or 4 of us in there, and we're doing it, and it's just like all of us at the same point and no one's talking. And I remember like a couple years ago, like Wes joined us in the middle of the night. Like
fucking Wes.
Like he was like the perfect person to come in. Like he came in earlier and like in the evening and like bullshit with us, and that was kind of fun. And he came in the middle of the night and like was incredibly drunk, and probably high. And
or just both.
yeah, and yeah, he was just, I don't even remember what the fuck we started talking about. Then we started talking about like Canadian folklore or something like that.
I started talking a little bit about Canadian folklore. I think it was Sam, like Wes, myself, and I think I think fucking Wes was playing Everybody Loves Golf or some shit.
Yeah, that's right. He kept playing Everybody
And
Loves Golf.
I know you were just like, I think you were still playing some bits of Assassin's Creed, possibly.
I was playing the bad one. It was the Egyptian one. I hated that one.
Oh yeah. The Odyssey.
No, Odyssey is the good one.
Origins.
Origins, yeah, that one's terrible.
Yeah, you're playing Assassin's Creed Origins and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, man, it's like all of us are in the party. I'm starting to talk about Canadian folklore and stuff, like close to like right the Vancouver or some area and stuff. Like, man, everybody's out of it. Like, freaking Sam is out of it. Like, fucking West was just like a ball of energy, half drunk, half high, who knows? And then just freaking playing Everybody Loves Golf. And here I am, I'm like streaming like fucking Mega Man and stuff, just playing that shit, and I'm like, I am just wired at that point.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you were just dead silent because you're like fucking exhausted.
Yeah. I remember I was getting close to the end there, and I was just like, thank God for Wes, but I just want to thank Wes so much, but I'm too tired, and this game is no good. Yeah, so it's like Justin's been the ringer a couple times. Wes was a godsend that year.
Dude. Were you there during that one Extra Life or something like that? Were you even during that stream or something where like Nerves bought like a freaking like arcade joystick and just decided he wanted to challenge Wes to like fighting games?
Yeah, like every time Nerves won a round, he'd give him $1 or something like that.
And fucking Nerves just got destroyed.
Yeah, I think he won. I think he got $1.
I think you got $1 out of that whole thing.
remember one year we did like a agreement where like every time someone cussed, they had to donate $1 to whoever called them out on the cuss word. I think I ended up spending like $17 within like an hour. So it didn't go great, but yeah. So man. like you're saying, Gables, like, yeah, we want people to play with, and even if you're not doing it, like if you just want to bullshit with people, like it's or with us or with people or whatever, just like that's just as important, as doing it, I mean, like having people doing it with you, and for people, like we're doing it on November 2nd because that's the main day, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it all 24 hours in a row. I know a lot of people they'll do it like 6-hour stints, or they'll do 12 hours, or they'll just do it throughout the week. Obviously, it just kind of depends on some people's schedules just aren't able to do it.
No shit.
I just carve out the time. I think I mentioned on the show last week. Courtney's like, "Well, what am I gonna do on that day?" I'm like, "I don't care. You can go find something to do. You can sit next to me if you want to, or you can go find something to do. I don't care."
She can talk to you and stuff and try to keep you awake.
That's true. That's the nice thing about her working second shift is if she can sit there and drink some beers and watch me game out, because she stays up to like 4 or 5 in the morning on the weekends anyways.
That's perfect. That way she'll help you keep awake during that time, or else she'll be passed out in bed.
Yeah, it's a win-win. So yeah, that is that's a good idea, Gables. Look at you go, man. That's smart. I'll have to figure out, maybe I can give her a headset or something and she can join in our chat with us, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine.
But and then she can just talk to everybody. I'll just give her some fireballs. She'll be good to go.
Oh God.
Yeah. But anyways, Extra Life, November 2nd. Check it out, extra-life.org. But wow, we went on. Oh man, we love this is how much we love Extra Life. We just talked for 20 minutes about Extra Life, and we got 4 more weeks of Extra Life, Gables.
I know, right?
It's only get intensify more. We have to do like an Extra Life podcast at this point. But jumping into the little bit of news we do have. So first up, PlayStation Now, they dropped their prices officially. So before it was $20 for a month. Now it's down to 10. If you do 3 months, it went from 45 to 25, and if you were going to buy a whole year, it went from 100 to $60. So and on top of that, they added a bunch of really great games to it as well. They added God of War. I forgot to turn my phone off. Sorry. God of War, the new one just came out last year. GTA 5, Infamous Second Son, and Uncharted 4 are all out now, and they're on there through the end of the year. So yeah, and that would be so if you're someone that hasn't checked out PlayStation Now, and they have a week trial as well. You haven't jumped into it. Now is the time to jump in and play some of those games because Infamous Second Son's a really fun game. It was a really fun launch window game. I don't know how good it would hold up now. But God of War and Uncharted 4 are some of the best games of this generation. Yeah, I don't know, Gables, are you any more interested in this PlayStation Now now that the price has dropped?
I'm a little bit more interested in it now. At the same point, I feel this is a great decision by Sony in order to slash prices of it because, for one, it was expensive to begin with.
Yes.
And when it first launched PlayStation Now, it was unreliable, to say the least. There were connection issues, and it didn't have like the amount of games that people did want to try out, but that was back when it launched. Right at this moment in time, it seems like after a bunch of updates, a bunch of like fixings and stuff, it seems like the streams are a little bit more consistent. The major problems that I've had with it was just the thing about price, because before it was like, God, like $100 I could just set for a year, and then like $20 or some a month, or just some weird outrageous crap like that. But yeah, at the same time, I agree with the price reductions. I agree that that it's good that they're adding in some noteworthy games over the past couple of years. You know, God of War, Uncharted 4, and stuff like that. Infamous Second Son, give or take, it's a bearable like exploration game and like their made up version of Seattle and stuff. But
Yeah.
kind of a little bit bummed though that those games are just not going to last like for a long while. They're just going to be for like the end of the year,
Yeah.
which give or take what other things are on there. I kind of wish they would have just kept with what Microsoft does with their approach and they just leave the games on there and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. It's a good step in the right direction. You're gonna get some more people that are interested in playing it and stuff, but without having actually have tried it out myself, I can't really go into detail about how if it's the biggest bang for your buck for the PlayStation platform or not.
Yeah. I think it's definitely it was a needed way to go.
Yes.
I mean, Game Pass was announced and immediately ate PlayStation's lunch with their streaming service.
Oh yeah.
Coming out not only was it half the price per month, it's $60. It was already $60 a year. Coming out, and on top of that, all their first party games are on their day one. I'm not expecting that from Sony right away. I won't be surprised if sometime in the next year or two that ends up being the way to go. But as of right now, like, I'm not surprised about it. I don't expect them to do that, especially with the way their games are selling. And the amount of first party games they have is insane compared to, like, Microsoft has
Yes.
one or two maybe one big one a year. And usually when they come out outside of Gears 5,
Yeah,
how many
Microsoft is
has-
staggered with their first party releases
Yeah,
over
and
the
they're
past
usually
5 years.
yeah, when they do come out, they're not like exactly like huge sellers or great review. Like Sea of Thieves came out to 1 million reviews. Outside the Forza games, like there hasn't been a lot of big, like game of the generation type games. Like when it seems like PlayStation has like one or two every year this generation.
Yeah.
So I could see like why would we put these on here for free when these games are not for free, but with the service when these games sell like gangbusters, and I can see why they're not doing it. I don't blame them for doing it. As much as I love it, because I buy pretty much all their first party games, at least the big ones. But I don't blame them for doing it. No, I think it's a smart move. It's a neat move, especially going into the next generation, getting a little more competitive. I agree with you. Like, why only put these games on here for the? I get like GTA 5 maybe only being there for a couple months, but like you can do anything you want with these first party games, especially Infamous Second Son, which was a game that came out 4 months after the PS4 came out. It's like that should have already been on. Why isn't it on there already? But like God of War and Uncharted 4, like two of the best games I think of this generation. Like those should just be on there now. Especially Uncharted 4 too was like that game came out in 2016. Um, so yeah, almost over 3 years now. Um, but no, I think it's like I said, it's a move in the right direction. Let's see what they do with it. But there's still, like I have Game Pass. I don't obviously I'm PlayStation first as far as like when I buy my games. But like the Game Pass, like, I absolutely like everything they're doing. Like the games come out for it. Like really, you got that game? Like Metro Exodus, they got that one of the biggest games of the year on their Game Pass 3 months after it came out. Was on Game Pass. It's like
Wow.
they're putting all these big games on here all the time that are third party, and they're getting games that are exclusive, like that you can't get anywhere else. They're getting deals with these people and they're putting them on Game Pass. Like
Yep.
they're so, and they're launching brand new. So like this is, they're doing like everything game, like it was always what we talk about is Microsoft has been super consumer friendly. They just haven't had the games to get like on top of it. Like if they had the first party titles like Sony's had this generation with Game Pass, they would blow away this generation. But unfortunately, the first party stuff isn't there. But everything consumer wise is far and away better than what Sony's done. So yeah, I think it's good. This is why competition is good. Is it's kind of forcing PlayStation's hand with this PS Now, because it kind of feels like they want to get out there first, and we talked about sometimes being first isn't always the best. And if like PlayStation Now kind of came and it's kind of something that's just been there forever.
Yep.
So we'll see what it does in the future. But moving on to, this is really the only other topic of the show, people. But Brain Age had a trailer pop up all of a sudden for it. It's coming out for Switch later on December 27th
Right.
of this year. It is the Japan only though, so as of right now. But for it, it's going to have a stylus, official stylus. Nintendo's coming with it.
A stylist. Interesting.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense though, because you have to circle and draw things and stuff like that. But it's also going to utilize like the Joy-Con's IR sensors, so you can calculate like your fingers. I guess you can hold your hands up, your fingers up to like for what's 4 + 1. You can hold up, five
Right.
fingers for 5. There's a tabletop mode. You can do like 2 players that way. But we haven't seen a Brain Age game actually, and it feels like I don't know.
It's been a long
probably
while.
8-10 years. I remember when
Roughly.
they first came out. Like I love those Brain Age games, especially like Sudoku. Like I played the shit out of those games. It's kind of, those games blew up and were huge, and it just kind of fell off. So I don't know. I imagine it's going to be coming to the West sometime this year. But do you? Is this something you'd be interested in checking out when it comes out?
Well, let's see. The Brain Age games I never really got into when they were first revealed on the DS and stuff, and I'm interested in seeing what they do with a Switch version of it, considering that at that point it was just it was like a DS exclusive type of game with a stylus, and quite honestly, I have some bits of interest in it, but not as much as say like a fan of the game would be.
Yeah. I think like if this came out, I imagine it's gonna be like a digital like an eShop game. If it was like 15, 20, because I remember when that came out on DS, like that was part of the charm of it. It was like a $20 game. It's a budget title game, and I'm like, oh okay. I remember Justin and I went to Walmart and bought it. We were teenagers and playing it in the parking lot at Walmart, like waiting for his mom to get out of the grocery store,
Oh,
and
God.
yeah, it was fun. It was kind of a fun little game. So I don't know. I mean, I could, depending on the price and kind of what's going on with it, I can see myself checking it out. But I mean, I just think overall though, I think that will be huge. Again, this is, Nintendo's still in that phenomenon right now with the Switch is the darling of the video game world. And this is definitely like, we were talking about the Ring Fit last week. Like this feels like a Wii move. This definitely feels like that kind of that Wii DS era. This feels like they're bringing back Brain Age. Like that feels like something that just seems like something they would do. And I think this is something I'm a little more positive about, a little more. I think will be a little better for them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious if people still, how many people still remember Brain Age? How many people like that are into the Switch now were really even alive when Brain Age came out? But I don't know. I think I think this could be big. I think it'll do gangbusters for them, um, especially if it's advertised right and it's priced right and everything like this. And this shouldn't be like, this can't be like a $30, $40, $50 game. This doesn't mean to be like $20 max for this game, maybe. And that's, that, but back then that was a different area. Like with some of the games we're seeing, some of the great games you can play on the eShop now for $10, $15, $20. So like fucking Untitled Goose game was $15, some of the games you could play nowadays, like this got to be marketed and priced right. But I'm curious. Here's what they'll do. But like I said, not a lot of news this week. That was it. So I guess now is the point where we jump into what we've been playing. Gables, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Let's have you go first.
Okay, cool. So I talked about it earlier on the last show, earlier this week for us. I've been playing Link's Awakening. I'm actually I was hoping to beat it tonight before we started recording, and I spent the last hour fighting the last goddamn boss. God, fucking. This game is like super easy until the last boss, and then he beat me 5 times, Gables, and I'm getting mad. I had to leave. I had to go for a drive after the 5th time he beat me. I was at the store and ended up buying some beer. But I mean, the more frustrating part is every time you die, like, because I have like you have the fairies in the bottle and everything like that. Every time you die, like you lose all those, you have to go back and like find fairy temples and stuff like that and get more back and everything like that. Which that takes longer than anything else. That's more probably the most frustrating part of anything is like getting all your shit back for going in. I'm actually really enjoying this game quite a bit. The one frustration I really have with this game is I feel like sometimes the game just kind of like doesn't really like. I'm not trying like I need my handheld, but like you beat a temple. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? It's like you just start walking around like you have no clue. Like I walked around for like 30, 40 minutes and just bumped into like something. And I'm like, oh, okay, I was supposed to go here next and do this to set off the next part. And there's like this whole like trading sequence of the game where you have to like there's like 15 or 16 different items. You gotta like trade like, oh, you got a pineapple. This person, you find this guy up in the desert who's like starving and he's like feels about to pass out. So you give him a pineapple and then he gives you a necklace. And then you find this mermaid in the water and she's looking for a necklace. Oh, here's your necklace. She gives you a scale. What the fuck am I supposed to do with the scale? And then you end up finding this statue that needs a scale and it moves and you go down and you find a magnifying lens. And I'm just like, and I didn't realize that you needed to do all. I thought it was like a side thing. I didn't realize you needed to do all this to beat the game. So I got to the final boss and I couldn't do anything. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, so after like 20 minutes trying to figure it out, I looked it up. And I'm like, are you fucking? I gotta do all this shit. So I had to do like 45 minutes just walking all over town, like give this person give this person a love letter. This person gave you a love letter to gives you a broom. Go give this old lady the broom so she can go sweep the fucking island. It's a goddamn island with grass and sand. Why do you have to sweep it? There's sand everywhere. What is the point of yes, my text tone is the Metal Gear Solid thing. I'm gonna put my phone on mute. Why the fuck do you need a broom for? Why are you sweeping the sand? Why are you sweeping the desert? Why are you sweeping the grass? Doesn't make any goddamn sense, Gables. Nothing makes sense. And then that lady gives you a fucking something stupid, some flower or something, and you go give this person a fucking flower, and then they gives you a fucking something stupid, which unlocks a stupid thing, and then so you get the goddamn boomerang. For some reason this alligator wants dog food, and he gives you bananas. What? What? It's so stupid. It's maddening. I hated the whole part of it. I just fucking did the stupid walkthrough. I'm like, I just want this to be over with. This is a fucking nightmare. And then you had to go under a bridge. You had to go swim and find there's a bridge. And then not only did you go underneath the bridge, you had to hit the B button to fucking dive underneath the bridge. And then it finds you a guy who can't catch a goddamn fish because they have a fishing hook. Why the fuck are you in a fishing boat fishing with no fishing hook? What the fuck? I'm mad. I'm mad again, Gables. I'm getting irritated. What?
All the backtracking, all of the miscellaneous side quests you got to do.
Yeah, like why? This seems completely like this game. Like it's like this game isn't long enough. Let's add some bullshit to the game. And why is the boomerang like one of the most important weapons of the goddamn game hidden in this bullshit? So, anyways, you need to do that to beat the final boss, to get to the final boss. I did all that, but overall, I really like the game. It's a good game. The main parts of the game are fun. The dungeons are a blast. It's like the old school Zelda that I love, the top down Zelda that I love, has all the fun shit of it. It's just everything else that's like outside the dungeon parts I don't care for. Like they said, the trading stuff, like the fact that whenever you beat a dungeon, like sometimes you get the owl comes up to you, you need to go to the tower. I'm like, oh, okay, I know exactly where to go. But like half the time you get out and you're just like, all right, where the fuck's the owl? Like I don't know where he's at. Like what am I doing here? I feel like I've spent half the game just figuring out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm nitpicking, but it's also very irritating. But like I said, like 70% of the game is been a blast to me. I love that 70%. It's just this other 30% I hate. But yeah, I don't know. It's really good, and it does help that the map it's a decent sized map, but it's not too big where you can easily get place to place. And there is warping, as well. But it just, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. The boss battles are really good. Although there was one that was like incredibly like it's like one of the last boss. I think it's like this. There's 8 dungeons before the last one, and the 7th one, like maybe the easiest boss battle in the history of Zelda. I think I beat him in 30 seconds. And I was dumbfounded. I'm like, I was expecting a challenge, and no. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's frustrating at the same point. If I could go back, I would have just like did a walkthrough to get to that fucking shit, like in between parts, like before, and save myself a bunch of time. But yeah, overall, it's a blast. I feel like, I mean, if you have a Switch, and especially if you love the old top-down Zelda games like I did, or do, this is a must-buy, or at least fucking rent it or something. I don't know, but I buy it. Actually, it's a great game. I don't know. It's pretty short. I feel like I'm like probably spent maybe 6-7 hours in this game. And I've seen like things on the YouTube. I haven't watched them obviously, but things on YouTube of people like beat the game in like 3 hours. So I don't know. But another game I've been playing is a game called Blair Witch. It's speaking of, we were talking about Game Pass earlier. This was a game that just launched on a release on August 30th, I think, and it came to Game Pass on release date. It's on Xbox only right now. I think it might be on PC though as well, but I think it's exclusive to Xbox. And it's based off of like the Blair Witch movie, obviously, and it takes place I think before actually the Blair Witch movies. But it's this guy. He goes out to the woods trying to find this lost kid, and it's very much Outlast, where you like you just walk to the woods. You don't have any way of defending yourself. You have a flashlight, and a dog with you, and you can pet the dog, which is nice. There's also a shame button for the dog, which I've accidentally hit before, and I'm pissed off that's even an option in the game. Like, why is that?
Shame the dog. God.
I've accidentally, I'm like, fuck no. I feel like an asshole. Yeah, I don't know. It's, Outlast was a really great game. When was that? 2014. Yeah. Like I think that was my second favorite game of that year. I think Gables, you had about the same as well. And I know Jake really liked it. I think Justin liked it a lot too. But that was a really cool game, and I feel like we've seen like a million of those games since then. And I just don't have the same effect they did. Like even Outlast 2 came out a couple years ago, and I'm just like, this doesn't hold up. Like, I love good horror games. Like Evil Within games are fantastic to me. Until Dawn was great. Outlast, the first one was fun. But I feel like this is just it's these kind of like walking simulator horror games have been overplayed. Like I look forward to it. I was really excited for this Blair Witch game. Like, oh man, this looks great. They even give you like a camera at one point in time. It doesn't feel like a ripoff of Outlast because Blair Witch it was a lot handy cam movie. But I don't know. Like the more I played of it, I put a good few hours into it. It's very like rinse, wash, repeat of like what to do when each there's like different areas of the woods you go into, and then like little small sections of the woods, and like the puzzle solving methods are just very like I said, rinse, wash, repeat. You just do the same thing over and over again. You know, like the dog. You have the dog. He smells something. You go. He gives you something. Find the clue, and then you do something. Have him smell it, and he goes and finds you another clue, and then opens up the next path. I don't know. I don't know. It seems fine. Like if you want more like an Outlast kind of game, like this seems like more of that, and you'll probably like it. But someone like me, I want that same feeling that Outlast gave me 5 years ago, but I don't want another Outlast type of game. If that makes sense.
Right. I understand.
Yeah, like
I want the same feeling of surprise and like suspense and stuff like that, but you don't want just to be the same old thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Resident Evil 7, I was hoping for the same thing. It's basically Outlast with a gun, and I don't know, it just didn't stick with me. Resident Evil 2, I was hoping to do the same for me. It didn't really do for me. I don't know. Maybe I just have my expectations too high for horror games nowadays. But yeah, it didn't. It just meh. But that's pretty much all I'm playing. What about you, Gables?
Well, let's see. To be perfectly honest with you, I have been playing Untitled Goose Game. And let me tell you something. This game in and of itself is pretty much trolling the game. That's quintessentially the best thing I could think of. Because it's just one of those type of games where I didn't really know that I wanted this type of game up until I started playing it. Now, the first time that I saw this game advertised was like during a Nintendo Direct or something, and at first, after the trailer was released, I initially had the impression, I think it was, that looks interesting, it was kind of like mashed in between this, I didn't really think much about it until finally I just started, I just took a chance and just started playing it. I gotta say, it is probably one of the funniest games I've played in quite some time.
Yeah.
The slapstick effect of what you do is just so hilarious to me. It's like you start off and stuff. You start off like in a bush inside of some forest and stuff, and it's like, okay, press Y to honk. And so you do that, and all of a sudden it's like this goose's head just pops out of the bush, and you're like, nope. And you just walk out, and all of a sudden it's like what I was saying last week and stuff. Just going around, just saying that, just thinking to myself, oh well, I'm a goose. And stuff like that. Let's see what I can do. So I get up to the first area. The first area is where you have this farmer, and he's working inside of his garden and stuff like that. So naturally, I was just thinking to myself, okay, how am I going to get into this? So I went forth. I was just searching around, and all of a sudden, I see this little nozzle thing and stuff. And so I went with my beak. I turned it around, and all of a sudden, the sprinkler started going off. And what's kind of hilarious is he doesn't walk. No, he just jogs. Just like a brisk jog all the way, opens the gate and stuff, and try to turn off his thing. And while he does that, I sneak inside of his garden, and I just started messing up his shit, just like then and there and stuff. So I just started picking up all these carrots and all these type of things, and he was just chasing me around, just trying to get things like, oh no, man, I'm not getting all my carrots and all this. So I just steal the keys right from him. He's just running after me. He's like, oh god, not my keys. And it's just one thing after another, and it's like, oh god. It's just one of those moments where I was just having so much enjoyment. I was just having so much joy in just tormenting this dude that I should not be having this type of fun, just tormenting certain people or players inside this game and stuff. But I seriously cannot resist the urge of just being an asshole in this game.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, it's just hilarious. It's like the polar opposite of what you generally will do inside of a video game. It's like you're like under the, more often than not, you're tasked with playing as a hero or a good guy or whatsoever. And there's some sort of bad guy options and stuff that you could go and do and stuff. But in this game, it's like the creators just gave you the tools, gave you the setting thing. Okay, do this and do that. We're not going to tell you anything. You figure it out. And so it's like, it's really hard to resist the urge of just being an asshole inside of this game, because here you are, you're just going through. It's like the farmer's just working in his garden. All of a sudden, you steal his rake. He sees you steal his rake. He tries to go forth and tug it away from you. Then when he thinks that it's all well and good, you just turn on the sprinkler, lure him outside, drag away the friggin' rake, and all of a sudden toss it in the lake while he's thinking to himself, "Oh my god, my rake's in the lake!" And it's like. And all of a sudden, as soon as like I put the rake in there and he's just trying to fish it out, I just go like honk 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 honk. I did that so many times where it's like I just would, and it started to become a random theme that when I go into like a new area now, especially to the last area I just cleared with that street and stuff, the business and the freaking kid and like the marketplace, the lady and stuff like that. First thing I did is like I just meet up with this kid, right? And so unbeknownst to me, I can untie his shoelaces, and I didn't know I could do this, but he goes for the. I just start chasing him, right? And all of a sudden, it's like he just, yeah, without warning, just trips, falls over his feet, and just lands right in the puddle. And all of a sudden, I just have the fucking check mark thing just go, whoop. Hey, you made kid fall in the puddle. And all of a sudden, I just go forward, I just looking over at him. He's just looking at me, kind of crouched, afraid. I'm like, honk, 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 honk. But, oh my god. It just gets better from there, where it's like, I take his glasses, right, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, what am I going to do with this? I go over to the lady of the shop, and the lady of the shop just, like, minding her business. She sees me, right? She tries chasing me with a broom. I drop the glasses, and all of a sudden I notice I could grab another pair of glasses. I do that, and I go back to where the kid, he's still kneeing, like, on his knees inside that puddle, just trying to look for his glasses, and then all of a sudden I drop off some fucking, like, random sunglasses. Goes forward, he puts them on, and all of a sudden immediately he's like, oh god, this is not my glasses. Oh my god. But oh gosh. And then there's like the next moment or something where it's like you take like a freaking like oh god, you take like this freaking little communicator, right? This little walkie-talkie. And then one of the objectives you got to do in this game, in this task list in this area, is you got to go forward and put things inside of a grocery little bag and stuff. And so I take this walkie-talkie in this area, I go forth and I strategically placed it like right at the opposite end of where she's blocking everything. I go forth and I just go, grab the damn thing off the kid's table, the other receiver. I just place it right by the trash can that I do it. All of a sudden, it's like, I go forth, I grab it with my beak, and I just start going, honk, 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 and all of a sudden the damn lady's like, what? Where is that? It just goes right at the opposite end. I just started stealing things. I steal like an orange, steal like a couple of like fruits and all this toilet paper and stuff, and all of a sudden I just see the last thing I start stealing, all of a sudden the lady tries chasing me after with a broom, tries to attack me with the broom, right? And I'm like, oh, what you gonna do? You gonna try to attack me? All of a sudden I realize there's an option where I can grab the tip of the brush, and all of a sudden it's like her and I just play this tug of war, and all of a sudden I break off the fucking thing of the brush, and I just started running with it, and she starts trying to run after me. It's like, oh, what are you doing with the tip of my brush? And all of a sudden she finally chases me off, and all of a sudden I look at her, I'm like, oh, I kid you not, man. It's like, I have not had this much fun in a game since I played through Goat Simulator a couple of years ago. And it's just the basic instinct where I have where I just want to be an asshole this entire game, and I just feel fucking powerful and fucking just want to do shit in this. So it's like going forward with like the next area, which is like this is the one that I left off of. So I have yet to do everything that's on this list. And it's basically, you have this guy, he has his paper and stuff, has all this other stuff, and you have a lady right next door. She's in like her backyard and stuff, placing things and stuff. And I realize, okay, how can I get inside this place? And I notice a couple boards, so I go forth and I pop down a couple of the boards to sneak inside this fence. And for the longest of time, I just started to slinking slowly. The Goose's head's all turned down and stuff, so I'm holding down the back button, I'm walking and stuff, the guy's just reading his paper. And all of a sudden, I catch him doing a glitched loop where it's like, he looks at his paper, all of a sudden he looks down at me, looks at the paper, looks at me. He did this like about 5 times until I finally went over to him, and it just looks up, and I'm like, oh, honk honk. And he just fucking just goes through. And he's like, what? Okay, get out of my friggin' thing. And all of a sudden, I steal his pipe. Right? His little corncob pipe, and he just goes through and just starts chasing me around, and I know it's just like a little pond or something right in front of his front yard. And so as soon as he goes through, he tries chasing me through the pond, he gets his slippers all wet, and I drop the damn pipe. I just go through, I go out of the area, I look at him, I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden it's like I take his hat next, and I go to the freaking lady's yard with it, and he can't get into the lady's yard. And what's most hilarious and stuff is like she has a pot, right? A big old potted plant, and I take the fucking potted plant and stuff. She chases after me, right? But I manage to go forth and escape with a fucking lamp in my beak, and I go to the other dude's yard, just place it down right in front of him, just go away, and all of a sudden I see this random lamp inside the middle of his yard, right? He picks it up, kind of looks at it, all of a sudden he just chucks it in the back in the other lady's yard, and it breaks. And the lady gets all pissed and just starts arguing with him. Oh my god. Oh god, just... This game is fucking amazing. I just cannot stress the fact that there have not been very many instances where I've played video games and I've had so much laughter and enjoyment after stupid shit that I've done. Like I said before, Goat Simulator was one game that I can remember just screwing around and then just doing stupid shit and just enjoying the hell out of it. No, this is the type of game where it's you should not be enjoying it as much as you think you should. But you do so much random stuff and just start creating your own fun with it, and it just starts becoming a magical type of experience. I'll tell you what, it's this is the type of game that I'm probably going to play through once, probably not play it again for a long while, and then just come back to it maybe a year or two later possibly, and then just try to play through all again and probably have a fresh experience of it. But oh my gosh, just the whole random gags and everything else, it was just, oh god, this is probably one of the contenders of my favorite games of the year, just because of how stupid and how much fun I was having with just the slapstick humor. But I know you've also played a little bit of this game as well. Have you had certain similar experiences?
Yeah, no, this has been I've only played maybe 20-30 minutes of it, so that's why I didn't want to talk about it too much during my part, but because I want to leave it to you. But
Yeah.
no, I've definitely I have a shitting grin on my face the entire time I play this game. Especially when it started off. When it started off, and it's just press Y to honk, honk, and you honk again, and then you come out of the bush and you start walking, and you can do the thing when you make your wings kind of flail out a little bit.
I know, there's no purpose to it, but you
Yeah,
can actually make your wings flap.
Yeah, it does nothing, but it's perfect. It just adds to it. It's so stupid. It's funny because this game. I remember when they showed this game off at the Nindies or whatever Direct back in March.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that game just looks dumb. Untitled Goose Game. Okay, whatever. And I love it. I just love the fact that AAA games you always take over. It takes over Twitter. It takes over podcasts and stuff like that, and the news all the time. The new Call of Duty comes out, or the next big God of War, or Uncharted, or Gears, or whatever. They take over the internet for a day or two in the gaming world. And this game was
oh my god,
came out of nowhere, and it just took over. And it's just this organic thing. Yeah, it's just it just feels organic. It doesn't feel it's a big AAA title, $6 title. This is a stupid Switch exclusive that's also on PC. That has taken over the gaming world for over a week now. Link's Awakening came out 2 weeks ago. The new Ghost Recon game just came out yesterday, and nobody's talking about it because you're talking about Untitled Goose. Yeah, I'm talking about a Goose game where you just go around and you steal shit from people, and it's the stupidest graphics. It's so great. It's wonderful. You were what I want to talk about. You kind of nailed perfectly. Where it's you could play games where you could be an asshole, but most games I remember when I played that Vampire game last year, and I murdered the entire town. Literally everybody.
Feel horrible about it.
I didn't feel horrible at all until I got to the last boss and realized every time you kill somebody, it makes the last boss harder. So it made it to the point where it's literally unbeatable for me. And I killed all the people that you can buy shit from, so I can no longer buy more upgrades or health items. So I was fucked. There's those games like that where you feel like you get punished for, or if you do this will happen. There's a chain reaction of you have to you don't really feel you can play the game you want to play it. In this game, you're supposed to be an asshole. You're an asshole. You're a goose that fucks with people, and it's amazing. It's perfect. This is a perfect game. And I know I'm only 20-30 minutes into it, but I just love this game, and I can't wait. I want to get Link's Awakening out of the way, and I want to just sit down and enjoy this game. Because I heard you could beat it in a couple hours, but you were saying, some people, you do everything, it can take you 5 to 7 hours. This is a game I want to take my time on.
I have purposely left other games on hold and stuff. This is my game. The Untitled Goose game is the game I'm going too, like in between playing more rounds of Fire Emblem Three Houses and stuff. But man, the time that I put into it, just thinking about it, just watching videos about it, seeing memes about the damn thing, has gotten me wanting to play the game more.
Yeah, yeah, like it's so great. Like, and like the memes are perfect. They're great. Like you keep posting them on Facebook, and I keep seeing them on Twitter, and I am fucking losing it on all of these. It's to the point where like Courtney's like annoyed at me about the fucking goose. Like she's like, I keep sending her memes of the goose because she watched me watch reviews and trailers of it. She's like, "You really want to play this game?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I really, really do."
Well, she's not gonna know until she tries it out herself.
Yeah, like she's gonna, like, yeah, she's just like, she's like, God damn it, Tyler. Oh man, this game is great. I just love it because it's that's what's great, man. It's an indie game, and it's taken over the gaming world, and I love that. And it makes it all the more better for that. I think it's not just some cool like indie game that like you found on your own or I found on my own and we love it individually. It's a game that it's literally taken over the internet, and like you post a meme and like all of our friends get it. Everybody gets the joke. Everybody knows what we're talking about. Not like obviously like not Tom, Dick, and Harry that don't pay attention to games at all, but like anybody that's like that likes games gets that reference, and it's
what's
wonderful.
Hilarious is like earlier on today when I was at the car dealership and stuff, like having the oil change and stuff. My mom and I are like sitting in the waiting area. I show her what I'm playing on my Switch and stuff. That the Untitled Goose game. I was playing a little bit of that, and she was like, "Oh, is that the thing that you keep posting the pictures on your Facebook thing?" I'm like, "Yes, Mom. Here, watch." It's like I show her the bit where I actually go through and just make this kid's like, make the kid like trip and all this other stuff, just chasing after him, and she's just looking at it, just starts laughing. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a stupid simple game, but it's everything. It's it's great. It's fantastic. I love it a lot. And like I said, I'm only played a little bit of it. You played a lot more than I have. But I can't wait to like. I'm like almost like rushing through Link's Awakening to get to this game.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah.
Game where Nintendo wanted you to play, and all of a sudden you just have to try to finish that up as quickly as possible so you can take care of the freaking game that you never thought you would actually want to go through and finish over Link's Awakening.
yeah. Like the game, I mean, in the 20 minutes I played of it, I had the most like pure fun playing. Is this stupid game where you're a goose, and it's great. So yeah, no, it's great. I don't know. Anything else you want to say before we head out of here?
Well, just saying that I'm still playing more of like Fire Emblem Three Houses. Okay. I'm like 125 hours in, and that
Christ.
I know, right? And I'm on like chapter like freaking 14 or something like that of like I think 22 of the Blue Lions route. And well, let's just say that a lot of my party now is I have grown from like having a party of like 10 to 12 characters and stuff. After adding all the other classmates and all the other like support options and stuff, unlocking all this dialogue and shit, as soon as I got past the halfway point of that, that time skip that they just have advertised inside the trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For Fire Emblem Three Houses, I'm past that time skip now, and as soon as I pass that time skip, I have like just a fucking load of all this dialogue stuff, and then all of a sudden I just start noticing it's like, okay, where is this character? Where's that character? And it's like all of a sudden you learn like some is the outcome. Like, oh man, I mean, really? Is that what happened? And it's like now the differences of the Black Eagle route and the Blue Lion one is starting to become readily apparent. Now it's starting to get interesting story-wise. So all the stuff that I've done up until this post-time skip thing has been the same thing that I've done when I played through the Black Eagles route. And now it's like, now here comes the differences. Here comes the actual ending or some portion of the game that I should have gone through to begin with. That's basically how I felt. And one of the videos I watched most recently on the Three Houses of like what it feels like to play through the Black Eagles route, and all of a sudden at the end of the freaking like video you just see it's like, okay, this was a lot shorter than I thought it was, and all of a sudden he looks at the other routes and it's like 22 chapters, and all of a sudden, yeah, minor spoiler here for anybody that's listening in that hasn't played this game yet, doesn't want to know, but the Black Eagles route, that's 18 chapters. The other routes like Blue Lions and the Golden Deer, it's 22. So yeah, I done fucked up when I played through the first route. And so I enjoyed the hell out of the Black Eagles route. It's a fucking enjoyable experience, but now I'm at that point where I had a whole bunch of dialogue I just unlocked for almost every character that I had left. And I have all my I have from maybe 10 to 12 characters. Now I have like about a series of like about 18 to 20 that I keep track of, and all the customizations that I've done through like advancing them to certain classes. Like, for example, there's this one character that I really love, like Bernadetta. She is awesome as a sniper, like an archer and stuff, but she also has like hidden ability for like the riding ability for like horses and stuff like that. So I finally went through, advanced her from like noble to like freaking like a fighter to like bow, like an archer and stuff, then sniper, and then her master class is like a bow knight, where like she has all this random like efficiency inside bow and arrows and lances and also riding, and she is so fucking deadly. She is so awesome. And just going through, she was the predominant character I went to the Black Eagles route, and basically I just took her and a couple other characters that I like also, like Petra and Dorothea, where it's like both of them are great characters in their of themselves. Like I've have Dorothea basically as like a dancer class right now, to where when she does this dance for some of the units, it actually gives them the initiative to move again in the same turn, which that's highly useful. And then for like the other one, Petra, where it's like I used her in the last playthrough as sort of like an assassin, a thief turned into assassin. But for this one, I actually went through and had like the leveled up her like efficiencies inside axes and stuff, and now she went to like from a warrior to a brigard to now she is a wyvern lord, which is a big giant, like basically sort of like a dragon rider almost, and like with axes and all this other stuff. But long story short, for Three Houses, is I'm still enjoying the hell out of this game. When I'm not playing Untitled Goose Game, this is pretty much the bulk of stuff I've been playing. But I will say this, in and of itself, after I am done with this route, I am giving this game a much-deserved break. Because now it's starting to feel like kind of the effect that I did when I started playing like World of Warcraft last year for like almost 3 months straight. Because I've had this game since August. Like about a week or so, I started playing the week after the release. Went through the entire month of September. It's now almost the middle of October, and I kind of want to finish like this game and also the Untitled Goose game before I want to get something finished before Pokemon comes next month. Mm-hmm. So, oh my god. I continue to say Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of the biggest bangs for your buck. If you don't have like a game like Breath of the Wild, or if you do have Breath of the Wild and you're looking for something more meaty that's going to last you for more than just maybe a month, go with Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's easily a good solid 70 to 100 hour time sink if you want it to be. But yeah, that's it for me.
Nice, man. That's cool. Glad to see. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth that game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely pennies on a dollar now at this point.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening. For hearing more from us, we do have a Facebook page and group, Drunk Nerds Podcast. Like and join us on there. On Twitter at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us on there. On Twitch, check us out at twitch.tv/Colonel Gables. On YouTube, Drunk-Nerds. Subscribe, please. Give us a big thumbs up and leave us a nice little comment if you could on there as well. And then on Spotify, we're on there, Drunk Nerds Podcast. If you guys know how to review things on there, if at all, do that. If not, just follow us. And then on iTunes, we're on there, Drunk Nerds Podcast. Follow us on there, or subscribe actually. Give us a 5-star review and leave us a comment as well. We'd really appreciate if you go on those places. Leave us some nice reviews, like, follow, subscribe, all those fun things. Until next time, I'm host Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables, so until next time, everyone, thank you very much for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk-Nerds Podcast.
Hey, Gables?
Yes?
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya!